Madhouse After Dark. I'm your host, Dana, and I'm so happy you're here. If you're listening for the first time, welcome to the Madhouse. This podcast is about real conversations, real life, plenty of laughs, and sometimes tough topics too. My goal is for this to feel like you're sitting around talking with friends. Today's episode is going to be a little different. I realized after our first episode that many of you may know me from TikTok, Facebook, my self-care, or life coaching, or even bomb party, revealing jewelry, CDR towing, and recovery. But you may not really know me. So today I'm sharing a little about who I am. I've worn many hats in my life, as small as it is. I'm someone who loves helping people, making others laugh, encouraging others, and creating a place where everyone feels welcome. Country Madhouse isn't just a name, it's a community that has grown into something I've never imagined. And every one of you has helped make that happen. So to start off, I wanted to do just a few fun facts about me, which is really hard because I'm putting myself on a spot right now because I don't really like to talk about me. I really don't. Yet at the same time I do. It's a weird situation. Anyway, so let's start with if I could travel anywhere tomorrow, I'd go. This might be something happening real soon in the future, but I think I would probably start by going to England, and just travel a little bit around that continent area. And then I don't know actually, after that, I don't know where I would really go, because I really want to visit places that my ancestors are from. And I'm a lot of different things, so I think ideally that would be like my first goal, is to start at those places. But I do also want to go to the Bahamas. That is also like one of the biggest places that I would love to go. Let's see, what's another one we can do? Sorry about my voice, you guys. What is my favorite hobby outside of work? That's kind of... Actually, no, that's not hard. I was going to say that's kind of hard, but that's not true. Excuse me. I might need to grab a drink real quick. Well, it doesn't say... it doesn't say one hobby. So, I think I would have to say for this, my favorite hobby outside of work is I love riding horses, especially going to rodeos. Barrel racing is one of my favorite things. Like, if I could get a horse and be able to do anything and everything barrel racing, I think that would be really fun. I really love that idea. Another thing I like to do is I read and write a lot, so that kind of goes into work, but I do love to write. Oh goodness, this is really hard when I have to stop and think about it. Overall, I just really like spending time with my family, so I think anything that has to deal with being with my daughter and even being with my husband, or being with my father-in-law and all of us together, I think that's just overall my favorite thing, especially when we go to Maine. Let's see, what's another one? Oh Lord. The 3 words I'd use to describe myself. That's the question that always comes up, and that's the one I always have the hardest time with. I think... though my biggest pet peeve, that's a really good one too. Oh Lord, I don't know which one I should do. I think maybe my biggest pet peeve would be the easier one to go with, because I have a lot of them. I have a lot of pet peeves. Let me see. Well, I have road rage. So I think one of my pet peeves would be if you cannot drive and you know you can't, or you're just having like a bad day or something and you're just gonna like make a full line of traffic, or you're not gonna use your blinkers, especially in certain areas that you really should. Instead of getting my road rage started, just please pull over. Like, if you're not gonna be in a safe environment, or you're not gonna make it safe for people around you, just pull over, please. Please pull over and let people go by. That would be a big pet peeve. Another one is, well, they kind of go with my morals, and my values. So I would say another biggest one for me is, I'm all about respect and communication and honesty. So I think if you break that, I have a hard time doing, giving people chances. So I think if you break one of those things, that's just gonna be a pet peeve for me. Just don't do it. Just be honest. Be real. It's okay. Like, it's okay to hurt my feelings sometimes. Just do it in a respectful way. Let's see, what else? Let's go down here a little bit, to, oh, this is a good one. Lessons life has taught me. Oh, Lord. I realize I'm saying that a lot. If there's one thing life has taught me, it's to give yourself a break. Just stop what you're doing and give yourself a break, and really look around you and see where you are at the moment. What are you doing? What you wanting to do? It took me a long time, but I have finally gotten to the point where I need to be there for me and be able to take care of myself. And that meant giving up always worrying about other people. Minus that I still do that sometimes, especially about like how they think of me. But I had to really like stop and be like, I can't worry about what this person wants from me right now, or what this person needs from me. If you're not in my main household, I just can't do it right now. I need to be able to take care of myself, make sure I am physically, mentally, and emotionally available for not only myself but my family. And I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be able to have people look up to me. I want my daughter to be able to look up to me and be like, Mom. Like, Mom's the hero. I mean, I guess she can also pick Daddy, but, it'd be nice if she would just pick Mommy. Not giving hints that she's a daddy's girl or anything. But it would be nice that, like, I'm able to make a difference for somebody, or be a voice for somebody. I had to learn at a very, very young age, 7 years old, to instantly have my childhood taken away from me, and to have to learn to be an adult, and to learn to take care of myself, and learn how to just survive, and always question if I'm doing the right thing, and always question if someone's gonna like me, or always question if I'm doing something wrong and they're gonna hate me for it, or whatever. Overall, out of everything that I've learned, it's just take a break. Take a breath. It's okay to do for yourself. because you cannot, and I think this quote is so true, but you can't, I think I'm going to say it wrong because I'm not looking at a script or my notes, but you literally cannot fill a cup if you're empty. Like, if your cup is empty, you cannot keep filling up those other cups. You have to be 100%. You just have to do for you. And that's okay. Like, I think the biggest thing of that is that I worry and have a little bit of guilt when I do certain things, because I'm like, oh my god, I don't have my daughter with me. Oh my god, my husband might actually not want me to do this, or might not want to do that. But then I do the stuff anyways because I want to do that. And even with having that little bit of guilt, though, that's not stopping me. I'm still my own person. I may have all these titles, but I'm still me. And I gotta do what's best for me, because whatever I'm doing, it may make my daughter do something better, or she may have seen something that me and my husband has done and be like, well, I don't want that. Or maybe that's something I want. Or maybe something that I'm doing is going to protect my family in the long run, no matter how slow or fast we get there. But you need to just stop and take a moment and breathe and know it is okay. Because I had to be an adult at such a young age, I don't even know how to explain it. I just had to, I guess, grow and teach myself and develop and watch others. And I didn't have a voice for me. I didn't have someone really to stand up for me. Not in the long run. Maybe in certain moments, but I didn't have a voice. I also didn't have my own voice. So that's what I want. I want to be able to help people, encourage people to have a voice. And that is okay. Literally that saying, I'm not okay. Wait, is that how it goes? I'm not okay, but it's okay, or something like that. I really gotta look at my notes. But anyways, yes, that's how I feel. I feel like out of everything I've been through, it happens for a reason. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it was horrible. But there was some good out of it. You know, I got my husband, I have my daughter now, I had Jake for 14 years, my full-blooded chihuahua, by the way. I have Bella, and she's now 14, and she's still here, thankfully, and I'm also not giving her the choice. She has to be here for at least another year. She can't leave me yet. We already had Jakey leave me at 14. I'm just not ready for this. So overall, I just think, you know, it really comes down to that, but I also think that it comes down to being true to yourself and do the things you want to do. We have one life. Do the things you want to do, but just be respectful, be kind. We really do not need to have violence, and we really don't need to have hate. Just be respectful, be kind, celebrate each other, celebrate your little or big victories. Go for your dreams. If you want to dream the highest dream that may not be realistic, go for it. Like, you're not gonna know unless you try. And heck, maybe that's not realistic for one person, but that might be realistic for you. Like, you just don't know. So just keep pushing through, keep being you, go for those dreams, shoot for the shooting stars, or the moon. Whatever you want to go for it. What I wanted to because I did cut a couple things out of this episode, only because I just felt like it kind of repeated it itself. I do want to talk a little bit more about what's going to be coming up next, because oh, now I'm saying a lot. Lord, I am so sorry. If you're listening to this or even watching the video, I am so sorry. And I'm so sorry for the mess that you can see behind me. I just have so many boxes behind me because I got some jewelry that came in, and I kind of kept some of the stuff in the boxes, and then I just got a new box today. So, if you're watching these videos, one, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is my first time ever in like the podcast world, especially doing the podcast videos. So this is all still very new to me. And as you can tell, if you watched the first one or heard the first one, like, I was super nervous. Like, doing a new thing, completely out of my comfort zone, I have no skills in. It was a hot mess, for sure. But you know what? I'm glad I did it, because I needed to do this for me. I loved the idea of doing a podcast. I loved the idea of it a long time ago, but really, I had someone tell me, like, you should do a podcast, and I was like, well, that felt good to hear that from somebody. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's do this. And then I had to go to Florida for a week, so I was like, okay, it'll be after I come back from Florida. So I am glad that we're doing this. So I'm glad that hot mess first episode came out. And I'm hoping that each time as an episode come out, that you guys are still sticking around and you're growing with us, because there is going to be so many things coming up that I'm super excited about. I'm looking into next week's episode, and I'm hoping to have a guest. I've talked to him about this, and he seems to be on board. And I'd like to have him on a few times, so I actually just reached out to him after my nap. Yeah, I nap. I never used to be like that, but after having my child, I was like, oh, good. Sleep is actually something you should value. So yeah, I did. I took a little nap. Plus, sleep has just been ridiculous for me the past few nights. It's been really rough. So I was like, yeah, we gotta do this. But anyways, I did also reach out to him about what I'm thinking the episode would be about, and pitched him some ideas in the conversation, and I'm just waiting to hear back. So I am hoping that this will be ready and set for next week, for episode 3. That's my goal. But then again, I'm always flexible, so I'm going to just, move things around. I am also hoping, I need to reach out to my girl, but I am hoping that maybe I could sneak her in to our episodes here pretty soon. I know she's been going through some personal stuff, so I've been giving her some, the space and the time that she needs. But hopefully, she's finding that normalcy. So hopefully my girl will be able to join us more often as well. So I am thinking about adding people in. The beauty about having guests is that it releases my nerves. I don't sound or seem as nervous. But then again, like I also said, as we keep on doing this starts to become a norm. And I promise you, it'll be so much better and so much more fun. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking into. The next few episodes, I am hoping, especially for next week, I am hoping to get a special guest. And we'll see how that goes. I'm so excited. He is an amazing person. One of the best people ever, I swear. So that will be coming. Hopefully get my girl to come in once in a while. She'll be, hopefully that'll be happening soon. I can't word today. And our topics will be different every time, I promise. There will not be another intro unless we're introducing somebody. but we are going to start looking into talking about relationships, families, self-care, mental wellness, share funny stories, social media. We can talk about current events, but just a reminder, I can get very, very opinionated, and it doesn't always come out very nice, or it may sound harsh, or it may sound judgmental. So if I'm not your type of person, you may want to skip that, skip the episodes. Or may have to skip the whole season as we keep going and we start talking, because I am very opinionated and it will start to come out more. I'm seriously, for real though, I am so about honesty and being real, and that's what I am. I can't help it. So we can explore talking about current events, even history. I don't mind talking about history, you guys. I love it, especially in my state. We have a lot of great history. Ethan Allen, the Green Mountain Boys. There's a couple more that I'm blanking on because I'm not fully awake yet. No, don't judge me, please. I promise. We will be better. We will be having fun. We can also talk about travels. We can talk about, obviously having special guests. I also want, throughout the season, I do also want to hear from you guys, and I will be able to, maybe read some of your stuff and answer you guys' questions. I think it would be really cool to maybe do, read a comment and answer back. What is that called? It's called like a slapback or something like that. I'm telling you, I'm not in the ins, so you guys gotta bear with me with some of the terminology and stuff. But yeah, I really want to make this really fun, and I want to make it also interactive with you guys as well. So if you guys have questions, or you guys want advice from me, or if you want to share something and I do a clapback, or share a good comment, or just whatever, I want that. I want to see that. I'm really about community and growing our community and making you guys feel like you're part of that, and to make you guys feel part of that is having the interaction part. So I am really trying, and I really do pay attention. So as you guys watch these episodes, I'm actually scrolling through my phone, and I am reading what you guys tell me. I love the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. And I think that's what makes this so real and so community-like. So that's kind of what we're looking into going into the future and moving forward. I am looking at my notes real quick, you guys, because I don't want to miss anything. I feel like I might be missing something. You know what I do want to also do before I finish closing out here is I'm going to talk about my week. I feel like every time we do an episode, we have to add and talk about how our week went. Kind of like, what is that big fancy term? Reflection. Especially on a Saturday. What is Saturdays good for? A break, time for yourself, and reflecting. I love reflections. I will say I'm not always the best at them, but I love doing reflections, and I actually, at the end of the night, before I go to bed, I may not write in my journals, but I always do reflect on how my day went. Did I meet any goals that I wanted? Did I do the things that I wanted? What did I forget? Which is a lot. Lately I've been really forgetful, or foggy about things. But just reflecting on things, because it's so important to just like sit and just reflect and be like, how could have I did this better? Or, darn, I did all of this stuff, but I forgot to do this, and this is something I really wanted to do. Or, oh, I'm glad I didn't do this, because I didn't really want to do that today. Or, just planning out your goals, like even for the month. Like, okay, did I write down, or do I remember, or however you do your reflections and your planning for the month, but maybe you'd say, I noticed today that this happened. Maybe this is something I kind of want to, like, add for a month goal. Or maybe this is something I want to do once a month. Or maybe this is something I want to try to put in every day. You never know. So I really do like reflections, and I also like the idea of talking about how my week go, because it kind of not only pops up like little things and be like, oh my gosh, I remember this happened, or oh my gosh, I cannot believe that happened, or oh Lord, what hectic time, which leads into my week. My week has been so hectic, on so many levels. I just, see what I mean? Like, I just had total, like, fog moment of where I was going with that. So one of the biggest things that was really hectic this week, which was kind of annoying, is, before I went to Florida, I either paid a few bills, and or I moved some towards the end of the month. So I changed the billing system. I put a lot of things down for the end of the month, because while I was in Florida, I didn't want to worry about bills. So I pushed everything down. I'm a little bit like anxious, because I was like, oh my god, is this like, are we gonna have enough for this? Are we gonna have enough for that now? And stuff like that. Then on top of it, I had my wax appointment. Every 4 weeks I go to my girl Heather. She is super amazing. She's so funny. She's so caring. She's so knowledgeable, especially about what she does, which is why I love going to her, because she loves what she does. Not only is she like, you know, talking you through things, but she's educating you on the things. If you're like nervous, like when I got one of my waxes for the first time, I was also a lot heavier, so it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it was. Actually, it didn't really even faze me, to be honest, the first time I did it. But I was super nervous, because I was like, ugh, another person I have to show that to, and what are they gonna think? Like, I had all of these, like, stereotypic thoughts about this type of wax. And she was so great about it. And, like, I even warned her ahead of time, because when it comes to pain, I sometimes will cuss you out and call you names, even when I don't mean to. Which is better than hitting, because I try not to, like, hit, so, or, like, move my legs or something. So, I was like, okay, so forewarning, I am probably one of the stereotypes of this service. I will probably call you names, but no, I love you. Because we're not, you know, she's not just a professional, but she's also one of my friends. We did an event together near Christmas time last year, or the year, I think it's the year, oh my god, has it already been 2 years? Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years now. Anyway, so we did an event, so we already kind of got to know each other. So that's one of the reasons why when I found out she was doing these services, I was like, yeah, I need to go to her. But she was so good about it, because she's like, you can call me whatever you want, you can cuss me out if you want, but I'm also going to talk you through this, and I'm going to, like, answer any questions that you have, like, anything you're concerned about, like, let me know. So, like, I told her everything. At the end of the service, I never once cussed her out, or yelled at her, or called her names. I was like, this is what people complain about? Like, this actually hurts people? And she's like, well, everyone is different. Especially, with size and weight, and what's going on personally, in the area. Like, there's all these factors that goes into it, and into also your pain intolerance. So for me, my pain intolerance, and I was overweight, so it didn't hurt me. I didn't even flinch, I don't think. So, anyways, moving on into this week, I go to her every 4 weeks to get all my waxes done, because I hate shaving. Shaving is horrible, it's miserable, I never want to do it again. So I go to her every 4 weeks. And in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, like, do we still have the money for this? Like, am I going to be able to transfer all my money over yet? Like, is all my sources going to be balanced out in time? So that made it hectic. But not only was it hectic because I was, like, secretly stressing about that, but we were also stressing because we were waiting on this Jeep cover, a soft cover to come. Well, when you order something like that, you would think they would just put everything together in one box and send it. Now keep in mind, we've always, since I've lived here, which is 6 or 7 years now, in my father-in-law's home, we've always had problems with FedEx. Yes, I called you out. I call you out every time. I call you out even when the driver's here. I call you out when I'm on TikTok. It's a thing. I'm sorry. Do better. Train people better. But anyways, we always had some kind of issue with them. Well, we've been tracking this package. They're like, it's coming in 2 shipments. I was like, well, that's dumb. Because in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you got the frame part, then you got the soft cover, and then you got the little parts to connect the soft cover, and then you just put it on the frame. And being that it's disabled, I'm like, to me, I'm thinking, yeah, you can just put this in one box and ship it. So it comes on Wednesday, the 23rd. Yeah, the 23rd it comes. We get the first shipment. Thankfully, it's the cover, the soft cover, and the little clip-ins. My husband opened up the box, and I literally looked at the box, and I was like, seriously, they could not put the frame in with that? Like, there was still so much room in there. Like, you could have put the frame in there. So I get on the phone, and I'm like, okay, where's the second shipment? Oh, let me call them and figure it out. Oh, it's in Middleton, New York. It's on a trailer in Middleton, New York. Okay. Why isn't it here? The 2 boxes. One, why was there 2 boxes? Still my big question. Second thing is couldn't you get like that big, strong, I call it zip tie, but I may be wrong, and just like wrap the 2 boxes that's next to each other together so that it's technically sent together, so there's no chance of them getting lost? That was going in my head. And then the third thing, I'm like, how did you end up managing getting the 2 packages that was together on the same trailer from the place it shipped from? You get to New York and you manage to separate the boxes. So that was a thing. And then the next day comes. It's around 1 o'clock. I'm finishing up all 4 services because I add a new service. Normally I have at least 3 services. Always my 3 waxes. And then once in a while I like to throw in a facial or something like that. But I did a whole new service. It did detail a basic facial as well. But I added another service. So I knew this was going to take up most of my time. So it was probably about like 1 something, almost 2 o'clock when I got home. I can't remember. I'll have to look at my phone and see what my message time frame on my message when I message the girls. But anyways, so I get a message saying that the frame is still not here. And I was like, well, call FedEx. Get on the phone with them. Talk to a real human. I'm over the robot. Like, I'm done with that. Give a real person for once. I was like, just go past the robot, get a real person, figure out where our box is. Here it is, now Saturday. And FedEx decides to put it up as missing and started an investigation. How do you lose a big long ass box? Still not getting any of this. Just saying. I just do not get any of that. So that made my Friday even more hectic than when it was hectic on Wednesday. So I'm pretty sure I'm missing something else, because I know minus like the financials and canceling a pre-order and then the Jeep cover, I'm pretty sure there's another thing that made it really hectic. But those are the three biggest things that I can remember. And it's just, and the Jeep cover thing is what's really still getting to me. It's just one of those things where it's like, how do you lose something like that? And why didn't you, like, one, you could have just made it easy and put everything in one same box. Or if you really have to separate the box, why can't you do that? Why can't you take, I mean, I seriously do call it a zip line, but I don't think that's what that is, a zip tie. I don't think that's what it is, because it doesn't have that little square thing at the end. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure you guys do. I'm just explaining it terribly. But it's something you used to have to cut. It feels like plastic, and it's just like a thin rectangular that you wrap around. It's not string. It's more in a line with a zip line, but you don't have like that. I mean zip line. I'm saying zip line. I mean zip tag, right? Now I don't even know what I'm saying. Well, that's pretty normal for Dana. But anyways, I'm just saying, you know, you could have put a couple of those, 4 of those on, and had the boxes still together. I also don't understand how you wait until you get to New York and you lose it. But that seems to be a thing, for my packages. Either there's one place in New Hampshire, and then there's 1 or 2 places that I know of in New York where I end up having so much problems. I really do have the worst luck when it comes to FedEx. Not even just with the transportation part, but also with the delivery. Like, they like to just toss and throw it. I've had a few BP items get broke because they just threw it. Around Christmas time, I had a couple of my daughter's gifts, and they threw the box onto the porch and then took a picture of it instead of placing it. It's really not that hard to just bring your package over and put it down, take a photo, and leave. And we have cameras here. Dude, we have cameras. We can see what you're doing. I've shared video of it. Or the way that they drive in our yard. Like it. Okay, I won't get started on that because we are gonna be ending our episode here in a moment. So I don't want to get on another roll. But this is what hopefully what our episodes are gonna start looking like moving forwards. Is you're gonna get a lot more talking from me, a lot more runarounds, because I can go from topic to topic, especially to get to the point. But this is real. This is just what it is, and I hope you guys enjoy it and stick around and help us keep growing, because we are an amazing community. And you guys are all amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I honestly cannot say that enough. So, Thank you guys so much for spending part of your day/night with me. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow Country Madhouse After Dark. Leave a review and share it with someone who loves real conversations. I'd also love to hear from you. Send me your questions, topic ideas, or stories. You might hear them in the future episodes. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep laughing, and remember, life may be a little crazy, but that's what makes it beautiful. I'll see you guys next time here on Country Madhouse After Dark.